welcome. This is Kiki's Chat Show. Welcome to Kiki's Chat Show. Today, Wednesday, the 5th of September. Today, we are doing a recap of some of the shows that have been popular, and the shows that people have said they want to hear again. There are quite a few of them. So I'm gonna do a recap today. Today's a shopping day, so a lot of people, I had a guest today. I was going to talk about something totally different, but my guest had pressing issues, so she had to go. So we didn't talk, but we've postponed what we're going to talk about now. And today we'll do a recap, and recaps are good. Recap! Yay! Now, before we get to the recap, today is the 5th of December, as I said, and it is cold. You would describe today's weather as chilly and exhausting. In the UK, a lot of the time, what we talk about is weather, because the weather controls us. It controls what we do, where we go, what we eat. If it's cold, you drink soup. If it's warm, like in the summer, you eat chicken and salad. If it's this, you do that. So the weather seems to control us, but it's all good. Seasons are good, and it also shows you how fast or how slow life is going. We're going to go over some of the discussions we've had where I had quite a lot of comments, as I said, on social media and messages and calls. There were people who were not able to call and wanted to make comments later, and those who had ideas for my guests. So all those people have sent me all sorts of messages. I may read a few. And then we had book plugs. 2018 has been an interesting year because in that time, things have happened. My beloved cousin passed away. I mean, I didn't tell anybody while it was happening, but these are things that happen day to day that, you know, I mean, there were happy times as well. I had a nice happy birthday. My children have had happy birthdays. We've done all sorts of things. Summer was great. One of the things I'm afraid of to do is wear dresses with, you know, strapless dresses. No shoulder, you know, because I've got them. And yet twice I wore a dress with no straps or anything at the top, and nothing happened. It was really great. So, you know, exciting things have happened in this year. Sad things have happened in this year. All in all, we will call it a year. It's been full. It's been exciting. It's been interesting. It's been sad. It's been exhilarating. And there has always been one thing that I've always wanted, and it's love and attention. And I've had it all through the year, from my children, from my beautiful boo, from my friends, from you, the listeners, and from generally people. There have been a few miserable people along the way as well who have tried to dampen things and spoil things, but we say go our way. We don't care, and we're getting on with it. Now, one of the things that happened on this show, Kiki's Chat Show, was a lady called Sharon Vitalis. She came on the show to talk about her incident regarding the Windrush saga. Now, Windrush is that boat that brought people from the Caribbean to this country to come and work. They were assured that they were British citizens and they would all get passports, etc. Somewhere along the line, it didn't work out that way, and they were all, or they tried to send them all back, those who had not regularized their stay and all of that. I'm having terrible times with my tongue today, but hey. Anyway, now these people, amongst them was Sharon. Now Sharon was in the news, she was in the media, she was in the newspapers, she was all over the place, and surprise, surprise, she was on my show as well. We talked about it. She told us about how her father came here to join her grandparents who were already here, how the father met the mother, married her. He was in the army. He was stationed in Germany, and at that time she was born. Other siblings who had been born, but they were all born on British soil. Because she was born in Germany, things didn't work well. Sharon, my beloved Sharon, then one day had gone to pick up her daughter from the airport. She was arrested. It was terrible. There they found out she lost her job. She's a nurse, a registered nurse. She lost her job. She was branded an illegal immigrant, and all sorts of horrible things happened to her. In that time, her father passed away. Her brother committed suicide. It's so heart-wrenching sitting here watching her talk. I shed a few tears. She said, shed a few tears. People, can you believe what happened? After that, a few days later, she got a letter saying, of course, we put her in touch with lawyers and all sorts of things started happening very fast. People were intent on helping her. And she got a letter saying that she had right of abode. They were going to sort out her papers, and she could now go on benefit and work. We cried. When she called me on the phone and told me, we shed tears because it was emotional. It was so emotional, and it was a result. And that kind of thing where this is one of the things where you kind of scream result. And she's fine, and we still keep in touch, and she remembered my birthday, and we talk on WhatsApp, and she is such a good soul. And all of this pain and stress needn't have happened. However, it's the end result, and she's still alive, and still healthy, and she's happy. She's got a good soul, and so it's all worked well in the end. We thank God. Now, I have a lot of things. I have a few things. Now, let's see. What other thing did we talk about that had a very good result? Yeah, I've lost my paper now. I'm looking for it very seriously. Hey, don't go. When you stop after a while, then yes. Another esteemed guest I had was called Joyce Sapo. She's an entrepreneur with a background in IT, project management, consultancy. She's been in the business for 20 years. And she came on because she's a director of Africa Oracle. And she came on because that week, sadly, Kofi Annan, the late Dr. Kofi Annan, had passed away. This lady was on the 22nd of August. The UN Secretary General, a Ghanaian, a very respected man. Ghanaians are so proud of him because he was like holding the torch for our country and doing all the right things and fighting poverty, injustice, and disease. Kofi Annan was a man of extraordinary intelligence, decency, and warmth of life. All the people who'd met him and talked to him had lovely things to say about him. It was amazing. People were surprised that he was down to earth and that he got on well with the common man, but then he would tell you that he was common himself, and therefore there is nothing about, why should people feel that they're more special. Now, he reminds a lot of Ghanaians of their own elders, people who lived, people, grown-ups, elders in their homes who gave them advice and all of that sort of thing. People are very fond of him. So Joyce was here to talk about him. Now, the program was very interesting, and all the people who listened were enthralled. At the same time, I think it was a day or so after Kofi Annan passed away, Aretha Franklin had also passed away. So we were doing tribute to Aretha, and I was playing Aretha Franklin's music. And because of that, Facebook, that nivelly snivelly Facebook, muted my whole show and wouldn't allow me to broadcast it. So we lost that program, and it really, really hurt me. It was one of the painful things, because it was such a good show, and there was so much emotion, and we talked, and Joyce had said all these lovely things about Kofi Annan, and we talked about the UN. So yeah, that was sad. I'll give you a quote. One of Kofi Annan's quotes was, "Knowledge is power. Information is liberating. Education is the premise of progress in every society and in every family." So, when you educate your child, know it, that you are doing something for your family, your country, and the world at large. It's very important that we keep all of this in mind. Another of his quotes were, "To live is to choose, but to choose well, you must know who you are and what you stand for, where you want to go, and why you want to get there." So, for example, if you are doing something, do it well. You have to know why you're doing it, and you have to enjoy it as you do it. So I come on radio, I chat with you people, I love it. I play music. Facebook will not allow me to play the music that I like. However, as time is going on, I'm discovering a lot of Ghanaian music that I should embrace, and so I'm embracing it with fervor, and I'm playing it and enjoying it. Okay, so yeah, it was a great disappointment for a lot of my listeners who were on Facebook because they could not catch this show. So people, there it is. In a nutshell, we talked about Kofi Annan. He's a great man. And I'm not going to play any Aretha Franklin music to disturb us any further. Yep. I also was honored to have with me a very important person in the education and legal world of unions. Education and legal. The lady is a lawyer. She is a qualified solicitor, and her name is Edith Badgie. She is very dynamic, very smart, with a very happy heart, a very happy soul, very progressive person. And she's particularly interested in mentoring and helping women from all walks of life, and for women to better their situation and life, and is there to help any young Black people get into the workforce and stay there. She came and she talked about Black workers in the UK trade union movement. She gave us the history of the trade unions and why it was important to be part of a union. We explored examples of people who did not understand unions and would have been helped if they had trusted their unions within their work environment. We urged all people, wherever you work, find out if there is a union somewhere, join it. Because one of the things, my people in the diaspora, you have to realize is you should not be afraid to come forward if you are being bullied, passed over for promotion, you are being talked to in a rough or embarrassing way, and it is, you have to know and draw a line between being teased or being racially abused. You have to be able to draw a line between being recognized as a good worker or being overworked, undervalued, and underpaid. So, this is it. Again, I would urge you all that there are employment laws which cover all areas of work, and it is necessary to be part of a union to benefit from it. Unions are very important. I'm in 2 unions. I don't use them very much, but it's there. A union is there to help you in whatever situation you need. You can even have your union and be able to do a few more courses regarding your work. You can be in a union and they can sort a lot of your issues out for you. If you're not, even your mortgage or your rent, or they won't pay it for you, or your bills, but you can go to somebody within your union to look at your issues, whatever it may be. They may show you, direct you to the right place where you can get help. Therefore, I urge you all who are listening, if you are in work and you have an issue at work, you want to talk to somebody, please join a union. If not, call the studio and leave a message for me, and I will try and get somebody to help you. Now, the TUC have been doing surveys and found out that a lot of Black people are, being harassed from first-line supervisors in their workplace. If you're one of those who your supervisor is maltreating you, talking down to you, not allowing you to take time off, if you're sick, you're afraid not to come to work, so you go to work with your sickness, etc., please know it, that some illnesses have underlying issues that could harm you. So you should be able to go to your GP. You should be able to deal with things that are pressing. Therefore, people, please join a union if you haven't got one, and if you don't know about it, ask somebody in your workplace or talk to somebody, talk to a friend. I had Wendy Adai, who came to talk about, they're serious things, but there was one of those days where we had wine, men, and song. So she came to talk about men and friendships, and just being friends, good friends with men who have helped her regarding her studies, professors who have shown her the direction of how to go, people who have been kind to her. Also, she spoke about her father, who was a very important man in her life. She also spoke about wine and the consumption of it. She loves red wine. She drinks copious amounts, and it's good for her. She also spoke about music and, the different types of music that she appreciated. She spoke about how music can soothe you, especially when you are anxious or going through something. If the sort of music that calms you down. She had a few. We talked about them. We played some of them. And then we had a bigger discussion about educating the girl child and allowing the girl child to go to school, the importance of educating girls. We talked about how parents should allow girls to go into physics, engineering, even truck driving, all the areas where women are traditionally not allowed in. We have moved so far. Women have campaigned, fought, been killed because of this sort of thing. So this is the woman's chance. If you are interested in something, if you want to study something, go ahead. There was this girl in Ghana, I've forgotten her name now, but I had it on a piece of paper and I've lost it today. But she was in Ghana. She's one of the first girls in Legon to do, I think she's the only girl in Legon actually doing engineering. I was so proud of her then. We spoke about her on the show when Wendy Adai, Dr. Wendy Adai was here. Now, she is Dr. Wendy Adai, a doctor of books. She's very smart, and she wants everyone to have a chance to be like her, or even better, she said, in her humble way. I think we should go and play some music, and then I'll come back and I'll tell you more things. There's so much to talk about. But I'm giving you all little snippets and nutshells about all the things that have gone on. This song in particular is called Someone Loves Me. Now, I am playing this song because someone does love me. Someone does love you. Someone loves all of us, although sometimes we do not appreciate it. This is a lovely song, actually. It's from a Ghanaian woman.
Someone loves me, what's so miserable? I'm gonna make her cry. Someone loves me, what's so miserable? I'm gonna make her cry. Someone loves me, what's so miserable? I'm
I like this beat. I like the tune. I like the way it sounds. It's beautiful. I love it. It's lovely. Now we get back to it. Now, where were we? Now, on the 8th of August, I had Mr. Note here. His name is Augustus Donor, and he is somebody who loves his country, and he wanted to talk about the positive points and the difficult points that he goes through in his country. Some of the positive points was Nanajo's decision to sack the energy minister. He thought that was wonderful. He thought the health and hospital issues regarding cost and care were excellent. He thought the SHS system had a glitch and needed to be looked at. He also thought that banks gone under takeover issues were excellent news. So he thought that, you know, it's perfect, it's wonderful. And then things that annoyed him were the British Airways disrespect of Ghanaians. He felt that British Airways gave us the worst planes, and they were always late, and the ticket prices were astronomical, and the service was poor. And he also felt the Terminal 3 move was diabolical. So basically, his bugbears were quite strong. One of his other bugbears was how the visa issue was dealt with, you know, at the Ghana High Commission in the UK. He felt that passport renewal was ridiculous, the way that they dealt with it, and they should look at it. And he said one of his greatest problems on earth was that Ghanaians do not complain enough. He felt Ghanaians should complain a little bit more, and then there would be more positive outcomes. Here in the UK, he felt that naturalization costs were just out of this world, and he felt that if it was a family of 4, father, mother, and children naturalizing in this country, the cost alone would cripple the family, because it was just too much. And how much were people earning, and had they worked it out how well they could, enough so that people could afford to naturalize and be positive members of the community in the UK. So that's it. Now, coming down to I also had Lily Yeboah here. Lily Yeboah is Lily Mensah, actually. That's her name. I don't know why I said Yeboah, but her name is Mensah. Lily Mensah is one of those dynamic ladies who's aware of what's going on. She wants to help people. She's written a book. She's an authoress, and she wrote an author, and she wrote a book called Work Your Quirks, and the book helps you to become in line at one with yourself, and then to know what suits you best, how to dress up, how to, you know, when you're off to work or if you're off to a wedding, how to have a capsule wardrobe. So we talked about that, how you don't have to have loads of clothes all over the place to be dressed well. You can have a few things, and it's the way you mix and match that makes you who you are. She herself is a snappy dresser. She's always on point. We talked about that. And then she came again to talk about, she came again to talk about the menopause, and she gave a few funny points here and there, and she felt that women should embrace the menopause and just deal with it, and not feel that it's something that's cutting off your life or your age, or the fact that you are going through the menopause then makes you feel old. No, it is another stage of your life. She had positive views about the menopause, and all of this I'm telling you is on my YouTube page. So if you go on to KIKI Blue Chat, you will see an eagle, and that eagle is me. So you will see that eagle, and you will click on it, and you will see all of these things that I'm talking about on YouTube. And I'm telling you, some of them are, good to watch and to listen to, and they affect us all. All of these things affect all of us all the time. Now, 2 weeks ago, I decided to talk about depression. Depression is something that has affected a lot of people in different ways. There are different types of depression. There's clinical depression, and then there's another type of depression which is not clinical. It's more of, it's in your mind. It's something that you may be able to climb out of. You may not need drugs. With the other type of depression, you do. Now, we talked about youth depression and how children kind of descend into it. We even talked about children as young as 2, the age of 2, and it's more of girls who go into this depression, and how if it's not checked or identified or looked at, it can then descend into something else. And I had Denise Brown here, who was she is somebody who has worked with young people, and she identifies issues regarding the youth, especially depression. And she sent me an update regarding her company, which is For Young Minds. And she says that if anyone is looking to book a New Year workshop on mentoring young people who want to be mentored, she wants me to send you her email address. And the email address is deniseforyoungminds@gmail.com. I will put it on my YouTube page when I download this particular show, and you can all have a listen. And anyone who's interested in getting in touch with Denise, there you are. I shall have the address there for you. You can contact her. I shall go and play some more music, and then come back and we shall talk some more. In the meantime, if there's anyone who wants to call me and talk or remind me about something that I have omitted, I will do this twice. These recaps are gonna happen intermittently, but if you want to talk about something, that's fine. My number is 0203-735-8820 or 0203-286-0185. In the meantime, I am going to play another song. Now, I have fallen in love with Runtown, and this is their music. Doctor say,
money nice, where do you bad and sorry? Give me love, way better pass love, yo. Where sweet pass
Superman. Doctor say I love you. Hey. Whoa. I really like this, but we can't, we've got so much to talk about, so I cannot carry on playing it. But I want to say hello to everybody, Diane, Ami, the day Magneti, my sweetheart, Ishmael, my son is on, all the way from Ghana, and everyone else who's listening. Cherie, honey, I love you. My cousin Cyril just came on, so I have to be good. Okay, now, last week, I had two guests on my show. One was Abena Poma, who is an educator and an ex-deputy headmistress, and the other one was Jones Ewa. He's a TV producer, and he's all over the place here in the UK. And we were talking about depression, adult depression. Oh, it was tough. Abena told us about her personal experience with depression, about how her daughter got ill and that affected her, and all through while looking after her daughter, she was at her wit's end with the whole thing, and how she slowly descended into depression. Now, depression manifests itself slowly. It could either be through bereavement, through disappointment, through heartbreak, through something. There is always a trigger, and when it happens, sometimes if you know, or you've been in that situation before and you know it, you identify it, but you are in denial. You think, oh, this kind of thing can happen to me. Some people, when they get depressed, it's because people say, snap out of it, come out, come on, just, it doesn't work like that. There are some people who, when they do get, and this is adult depression, when they get depressed, when something affects them so deeply that, they cannot even have a bath, they can't go to work, they can't brave just getting up and doing things, it means they are deeply affected by something which then, if not checked, can descend into something else. So what we came to after all of the angst and the pain and listening to what my two guests have been through, because they gave us their direct pain. They told us things that were happening to them. Jones told us about how he lived in Ghana whilst his father was here. He was then brought here at a young age. He met his dad, and as he was growing up and everything, not long, father dies. So he felt he hadn't had enough time with his father. He had begun to know who his father was. They were bonding, they were close, and then he passed away. He said that drove him into a deep depression, and he could not come out of it. It took him ages. He needed help. It was love, tough love, and all of those things that brought him gently out of his situation. People, if you know someone, and I say this all the time on this show, this is not the first time I've done depression, but I intentionally separated children from adults. And I'm saying to you that if you know someone, or you've come and met someone, or a friend, a family member, whatever, and you feel that their situation is becoming dire and they need help, please help them. Do as much as you can, and then please get professionals to deal with it. Because all of these things, symptoms that I've told you about, how worries, concerns, grief, disappointment, it can slowly and gently propel you into a depression where, if not dealt with by those around you and by professionals, you could be in a totally different place where you cannot come out of. And someone described depression as a cloud that sits on their head. Young people say the same thing, old people say the same thing. Listeners, if you're listening, if you know somebody who's been depressed, if you know somebody who is becoming depressed, if you yourself are so sad about something and you can't just live, you can't even smile when someone says a joke. If it is not your nature to be somber, and that you have had good moments of laughter and enjoyment, and now something is holding you back, go and be checked. There is another side of depression where somebody was saying to me that we are quick, especially in the Western world, we are too quick to label things. So when someone is sick, you say, he's depressed. When someone is quiet, oh, he's depressed, etc., etc. Okay, the issue is this. Try as much as possible to talk to the person, because talking is also good. Talking makes you see, or talking to the person or trying to find out what exactly the problem is can bring the person out of the depression. So, you know, these are some of the things that we have been discussing. I also would like to, as Christmas is coming, I want to give you some pointers. Christmas is coming, and Christmas is an important time where we get a break from daily work. We take time off. We hang with our family members or friends. We eat, we drink. People, as we are in December, I feel it is time to say that we should all try and keep a healthy life without too much physical effort. Just keep healthy. Do it all in moderation. Walk, go for a walk even. Eat well, get your sleep. It is easy to become sick in winter. And winter, some of the flus can be deadly. But if you are fit and you are well and you're going through, getting your groove on, it is harder to get very sick. So you need to keep yourself in good shape and be aware of your medical and physical needs. Keep in touch with your doctor and do tests when you're not feeling too well, and stay informed. If you do go to the doctor, say, and someone says, oh, you're not well because of X and Y, ask questions. Find out why they're saying you've got X and Y. Do not allow people to determine your life for you. Now, another thing I wanted to remind you of is, do not stress over little things. You have already overcome so much in your life. If you're listening to this show, it means that you are lucid, you are strong, you are able, and so appreciate what you've got. Because Christmas is coming, it doesn't mean you have to break the bank. You may have family coming round, so you may cook a special meal, but don't exert yourself to the point where you are spending more than you actually can afford. Don't do it. And don't go and buy presents because your friend is buying expensive presents for their children. Please, just do what you can afford. Do what you are able. Christmas is coming. See, if you have savings and you saved a little bit for Christmas, as most women do, oh, please, spend and be happy because you've worked for it and you've saved. But if you are not able to save because everything is tight and we're in the Brexit situation where suddenly mortgage has gone up, this has gone up, that has gone up, food is expensive, please do it within your means. You don't know tomorrow. Don't owe. Just get on with it. Live your life. Have a happy life. Live within your means. Now, somebody emailed me. Yes. I just remembered. Somebody emailed me, and let me tell you, I have 7 minutes, so I'm going to tell you it quick. And it is such an interesting story. And this is somebody who, at first, she didn't want me to talk about it. And then suddenly, she changed her mind. So I'm going to share this with you. And I think, yes, here it is. She wrote to me and she said, "Dear Kiki, your show, I enjoyed your show when you talked about sizes and why people denigrate fat people. I did not call in or say anything then because I felt it and shared all that you were saying and have been fat all my life. You can imagine the teasing and embarrassment I felt growing up. I was so in awe of your show that I listened in rapt attention and at the end made decisions for my life. I have now decided to come on your show one of these days and share my thoughts with you. And you are at liberty to share this letter with anyone. I have accepted that I am beautiful and sexy without being a size 10. I might not be your choice, but I am a great choice. I don't pretend to be someone else because I am damn good at being me. Kiki, you will not believe it, but after many years of not being in a relationship, I have met someone and I am very happy. He loves me the way I am. I have become a very proud woman. Thank you for being what I am today. He always says to me, take me as I am and I'll take you as you are. Oh my God, people. This is emotional. Now I've got a caller too. Hello, caller.
Hello, Kiki. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And how are you?
My name is Mama Joycelyn.
Oh, hello, Mama Joycelyn. I've been hearing you on my friend's show as well. Welcome to Kiki's Chat Show.
Why do you think mankind give credit to doctors instead of giving it to God? In the olden days, our ancestors don't have hospitals, yet they live longer.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. So you don't know what God can do. God's ways are not ours.
That is
He works
true.
in mysterious ways.
That is true.
Illness, you don't have to take it to the doctor. You have to look up to God. That's why I cherish the surgeons so much. It's the surgeons who are doing wonderful job. Apart from that, any illness, you have to contact God. God has the way of doing things.
I think you've got your radio on, so it's got an echo. Do you want to lower your radio or whatever device you're using so that you can listen?
Some illness like depression, you need to be comforted. You don't need medication. Depression, you need to be comforted. That is what is said in the Bible. You need to be comforted. You don't need injections or you don't need medication of any sort.
I do. I think people need hugs. People need love. And a lot of lonely people.
The doctor said they inject you, the more you get side effects of dangerous illnesses.
Yes.
You understand me?
Yeah. Mama Joyce. I do.
Yeah. So we have to learn to look up to God and God alone.
Thank you, Mama Joyce. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I've got only 3 minutes left, and I'm going to play my last music. And then, but people agree, Mama Joyce has made a serious point. And the point is, people need love. Sometimes loneliness alone can cripple you. Loneliness alone can make you depressed. And when you're lonely, people die out of loneliness, my darlings. So as Christmas is coming, we are in the first week of December. Start making your plans. Think of someone that you're going to be kind to. Think of someone who you're going to do something for. Someone who may be on their own. Maybe you can invite them round. Let them come. Let them come and spend some time with you. I mean, a safe person, of course, not just dragging anyone from the streets, but you know, laugh and laugh away your worries. Remember, you are one of the lucky ones. You managed to have a life and a long one. Many never get to your age, whatever age you are at this moment. Even if you're 12, you're 36, you're 45, 55, 70. Many people have passed away before they got to your age. People, my valued friends and listeners, enjoy your life and start getting ready for Christmas. But get ready for Christmas in such a way that it is not painful. Love your family, because that is really all you have. Your family is all that you have. This show is going to go on YouTube. I shall send it to people. I shall put it on Facebook. You can watch it on Facebook again. And there will be more shows for you, whatever you want. I only do shows on what people ask me to do, so be ready for it. I have a few seconds left, and I want to share happiness and happy vibes with you. I want you to be well, so I bid you good evening. Bye-bye, be well, and love your life. Love it, embrace it. Be something for yourself and for your family, for the community, and for the world. Good night. My Facebook people, the show has ended, and I am also going. Merry Christmas, my Shirley. Merry Christmas. I've got to go now, but I'll be back next week to tell you more things. And Facebook people, I've been nominated for an award on the 16th of December. I didn't want to say it, but I'm saying it. And I'm so excited. The point is, I should share that with you as well. If you're in the UK, you want to come to the dinner. It's a dinner and dancing thing, and it's an award thing. Please join me. Come, let's have fun. Thank you so much for listening to this show, because it's you people who make me what I am. Thank you. Good night.